Tēnā koutou Tairāwhiti, nau mai haere mai ki He Aha Tūranga. What's up, Gizzy? Ko Zana toku ingoa. Welcome to the show.
Kia ora whānau, ko Sativa Aho. Every week we will be bringing you the best of Gizzy life, the news, the fun, the vibe. And today we are kicking off our very first episode with something that matters to all of us.
School holidays. From robots to reading, flippable to futsal, we've got the lowdown on the best thing to do in Gisborne these holidays.
We've lined up some awesome guests, Gizzy Local, Rāngai and Whiti Ora Tairāwhiti. Let's get into it.
Our first guest is the crew who know everything going on in Gizzy. Please welcome Sarah Pocock from Gizzy Local.
Kia ora, thanks for having me.
So, for those who don't know, what is Gizzy Local?
Gizzy Local is a non-profit community organization that connects people to the arts, to other creatives, and to organizations like Rāngai and other businesses and venues that hold events throughout the year. And we compile that all into accessible ways for people to connect with those things on our social media, on our website, emails straight to your inbox, and also posters that we put around town. And every once in a while we hold our own events over at our community hub on 64 Low Street.
Wow. Right. You put together the big holiday guide every term. Why do you think it's so important for whānau rangatahi?
Well, the school holidays are a great time to rest and relax, but it's also a time, I think, for especially rangatahi to perhaps pursue some of the things that you might be interested in that you don't have time to really get to during the school term. With work and school, it might all add up a bit, but during the school holidays, you might be able to pursue some of your passions.
What are your top picks from this year's term guides?
It's really tough to pick a favorite, but I have to say that when my kids were little, they really liked the Pine Hollow Riverview horse trek option. So you might want to check that out.
And if someone wants to see the full list, where should they go? They
should go to www.gizzylocal.com and click on local stories, and then you'll see all of our stories that we write. And I believe the very first one right at the top says Spring School Holiday Guide, so you can't miss it. And you click on that and you can scroll through all the options that we have available this spring school holidays.
Thanks, Sarah. Make sure you check out Gizzy Local's guide linked in the description. It's packed with good stuff. Now, if you're into film, animation, game design, or just making cool things, these holidays you want to go to Rāngai.
To get an idea of their awesome work, let's take a look at what they do.
Wow, that looks so fun. Joining us today is Jackie Knight from Rāngai.
Hi there.
Kia ora. Rāngai is all about screen arts. What is it and why is it important for Tairāwhiti?
Screen arts it encompasses a lot of different subjects. So we run a lot of tertiary education programs here in Rāngai, right in the centre of Gisborne. We've got a multi-purpose studio here and an education space. And out of the space, we are running multiple different programs in film, screen production, game design, animation, content art and design. There's something here for everyone.
Can you tell us what's on these holidays? What will we get to do?
Yeah, so we have a Friday filmmaking program, which is an exciting new program that we've been running with young people. You don't need to have any experience at all. So really all the behind the scenes stuff for productions like these you'll be learning about. How to be a camera operator, how to figure out the lighting, the sound, how to put together stories, how to do vox pop interviews on the street. Those are some of the skills that you'll be learning on our filmmaking program.
And for the people who have never done this before, do they need experience?
Absolutely not. You don't need any experience. You just need to have an interest in any of those subjects, really. And I think most young people now are on social media platforms and interested in, making content of their own. So this program is a good way to kind of get into maybe learning the skills behind that. And as you can see from our show reel, some of that student work is actually looking incredibly professional now.
Yeah, how do people sign up?
So it's pretty easy to sign up. You can drop in and see us here on Gladstone Road in the studio, or you can go to our website and just drop your name and address and we'll get a hold of you, or give us a call or email us directly.
Making movie stars Whiti and Gizzy. Thanks,
Yeah,
Jackie.
Absolutely, no problem, thank you.
Okay, now let's talk sports. The holidays aren't just for chilling, they're also a chance to get moving. Last year's sport, Gisborne Tairāwhiti rebranded as Whiti Ora Tairāwhiti. Let's talk sport after we take a look at their journey.
Whiti ora ki waho ki te Tairāwhiti. Whiti ki runga, whiti ki raro. Kia whiti te ora ki ngā whānau, ki ngā hapu, ki ngā iwi. Whiti ki roto, whiti ki waho. Te māramatanga, te mōhiotanga. Kia pakari ngā pau o te whare. Taha wairua, taha tinana, taha hinengaro. Haumi e, hui e, tā ki e.
In our mahi, we aim to walk alongside whānau and individuals in our community as they work to achieve their wellness aspiration. And I think it's really exciting to have a new name that covers more than just sport, and people can see that wellness is so much wider than that.
When we decided to change the name of our organisation, it came from grassroots first. It came from our stakeholders. It came from our staff. So it's not something that we took as a top-down decision. It really was listening to the people that we work with, that we service, and making sure that we were responding really well and listening to their needs, as well as understanding our own journey.
In my time being involved with Manawa Kura, Healthy Active Learning, I've seen and felt a huge appreciation of our mahi, what we do. I think a good reason for that is we actually listen to the people, and I think that's a big part of our mahi, is actually taking the time to listen. It's more about the holistic well-being of our whānau, of our kids in the schools, in the kura, and our communities. Some of our coast communities, they hunt, they dive, they fish. That's a way for them to be healthy. That's about being actively engaged with their kids.
Names are important. They have meaning, they have depth. You can get an emotional response from names. So the decision to change our name is not one that we took lightly. You have to respect our previous name. They're part of our history, they're part of our fabric. But when asking ourselves that challenging pātai around, does our name still fit, we felt it just didn't quite hit the mark.
When our board and staff got together to develop a new strategic plan, it became more and more apparent that it was essential that we look at a change of name, not only to better relate our core functions, but also to assist funders into having a better idea of what we did for our community.
Sport will always be a critical part of what we do. We love sport, but sport is still only one part of what we do. For many years, we've been very passionate about people being active and being healthy and their wider well-being. And of course, they can come through sport, but it can also come through play, through connecting with te taiao, through swimming, fishing, walking, and we're interested in people's overall hauora.
The rebrand is a great opportunity to rethink the way that we approach wellness in the community and really take the opportunity to spend more time with whānau or the community and those wider support networks.
One of the key things that we wanted to really make sure was incorporated into our name was the identity of who we are, the rohe we cover, and the people that we service. And really special to us is the sun. So when we think about the sun, it's not just the physical, it's what it brings. It brings new life, it brings self-reflection, it brings to light the things that might have been hidden. It helps us grow, it nurtures us. When we were thinking about our name, the name Whiti Ora just fell into play.
In regards to Whiti Ora, I think it's more about what's on the horizon for the people and how we can work together through listening, through sharing to achieve their dreams, their aspirations.
Whiti Ora Tairāwhiti. It feels like it reflects this amazing region that we live in. We want everybody to shine, we want everybody to be at their best. It's a real privilege to be part of this next chapter for our organisation.
Whiti Ora Tairāwhiti supports heaps of awesome programs across the region. With us today is Debbie Hutchins.
Kia ora,
Kia ora.
Can you tell us about the mahi that Whiti Ora Tairāwhiti is doing?
Currently at the moment, we're deep in with our sports awards for 2024-2025. So today and early this morning, we announced the finalists that will go forward to our awards evening, which will be held on the 14th of November. So we have in total 15 categories where we acknowledge not only individual athletes and teams, but we also acknowledge our volunteers being our coaches, officials, and also the clubs that do amazing work in our community in regards to sport and recreation. So, yep, today was the day we announced our finalists, and so here I can actually let you all know and let the whānau know if you have not already seen it through our social media or on Tūranga FM this morning. So, excuse the list if you don't mind, and I can just run through those really quickly. So we have a Community Impact Award, and we had 3 finalists in each of these categories. So our first 3 are the Junior Community Rugby Festival for junior rugby that was held in May. Ngāti Porou Board Riders, that was presented by Gisborne Board Riders, and that was for mahi that was done up the coast in our coast communities. And then we have Tairāwhiti Touch, and that was basically how they have brought touch back to life in Tairāwhiti over the last couple of years, and it's acknowledging the work that they have done in that space. Then we have our Event Excellence Awards, and these are for events that have been held across the last 18 months that our judging panel had to consider. And the 3 finalists were Patutahi Golf Club for Masariki Open Tournament. We have Surf Life Saving New Zealand for the 2025 Aon New Zealand Surf Life Saving Championships, which was held here in March. And then we have Wakaama New Zealand and Te Urunga o Te Rā, who held the 2024 Long Distance Nationals here locally last year. Then we have our Trophy Awards, and these are our volunteer awards. And then we have the officials, and our 3 finalists were Amber Church for hockey. Amber is an Olympian I think 2024 in Paris was her 3rd Olympics she's attended as a hockey umpire. We have Maya Phelps for surf life saving, and Wahine, and these particular roles is pretty rare, so awesome to see Maya performing there. And then we have Tony Hoskin, who represented Canoe Racing New Zealand and as an official at some world events in the last 18 months. We also then have our Coach Award, Again, our volunteers, Anna Mustrovich for Surf Life Saving, Jack Gavin also for Surf Life Saving, and Liz Thompson, who is a name in our community that has been around for many, many years in the sport of kayaking. So we also have our services to sport. Now this acknowledges over 20 years of service to their sport. We have Alan Hearn for hockey, Annette Kingi for netball, Cherry Henry for taekwondo, and Chrissy Hohepa for hockey. So those are our volunteers, and then we moved into our teams and individuals. In our junior sportswoman category, we had Hini Kahukura Brooking for Wakaama, world champion, Ishta Maki Huriwai for Muay, she was an Olympian, Jacqueline Kennedy for Surf Life Saving and kayaking. In our junior sportsman category, we had Jackson Pardo for surfing, Maya Campbell for Wakaama, and Yanni Brown for Surf Life Saving. In our junior sports team, we had, was that on our little list here? We had our Rebels Futsal Gisborne Girls High School Junior Under 15 Futsal team. We have our Midway Under 19 women for Surf Life Saving, and we have our Wakanai Under 19 IRB team for Surf Life Saving. In our open sports team, we have Kairahi Toa for Wakaama, Patutahi 1 for golf, and Surf City Squash B grade men's team. So really awesome nominees in those particular categories. Then we have our individual categories, and we have our junior sportsman, Jackson Pardo for surfing, Maya Campbell for Wakaama, Yanni Brown for Surf Life Saving. In our junior sportswoman category, we have, we've already talked about that. And then our open categories being our sportsman and sportswoman. We have Oscar Rustin for rowing, Oscar Smith for Surf Life Saving, Taylor Reid for triathlon, and in our women's we have Alicia Hoskin, our double Olympic champion in canoe sprint or kayaking, Brianna Irving for Surf Life Saving, and Kelsey Tenity for rugby. In our Masters Sportsperson category, our three finalists were Beck Hoane for Wakaama and CrossFit, Emily Gillies for Surf Life Saving, and Joe Hogan for croquet. And finally, in those individual categories, we had our whakaha finalists. So those are our athletes with disability. We had Jack Adams in para-athletics, and also Tama Widepa for para-athletics. Our most difficult category for our judges was our Club Award finalists, and they will be Gisborne Board Riders for surfing, Midway Surf Life Saving Club for Surf Life Saving, and Patutahi Golf Club for golf. So across those 13 categories, incredible contributions and achievements. We have to acknowledge and thank all of the clubs that have put forward nominations. We had 62 in total, which is a record for our Sports Awards event, which we have not held since 2022 due to COVID and obviously the climate challenges that our region has faced and the economic impact to local businesses in order to support us. So we acknowledge and thank all our business sponsors, and particularly the real estate agents and Bronwyn Kay, who is our naming sponsor for this year's event.
Wow, I'm quite impressed, but let's talk about holiday programs. What's going on for you and your stand-up?
Yeah, so our role in bringing together school holiday programs is basically just to collate what our sports organisations are doing collectively. So very similar to what Gizzy Local do. We just provide the platform to list them all. So whānau, if you're worried about what the kids are going to be doing across the school holidays and you want them off the devices, you want them just not doing anything, sitting around home, then check out the Whiti Ora Tairāwhiti website. If you click on local news, there's a tab there, and it'll take you to a list of spring school holiday programs that are available and being offered and delivered by our various sports organisations across the region. So a great place to check it all out. And of course it is there is a whole range from football to netball to gymnastics to Pine Hollow Riding School to Learn to Swim lessons by Comet Swimming Club. There is a whole wide range of activities. Tomorrow we see the skate park lighting up. They have a kids skate competition, so if you want to check that out, 9 o'clock registration starts, and then they're going to take off with their event. We also have the New Zealand Primary School surfing that is championships that is happening this weekend at our local beaches. If you want to check it out, my guess is, looking at the conditions at the moment, they'll either be in town at Pipe down there at Midway, or they will be at Northern Makarori tomorrow. So if you want to check that out, go onto the Gisborne Board Riders Facebook page for the information. But okay, that is the stuff you can pay for. But remember, here in Tairāwhiti, we are blessed. We have all of these open parks and spaces that we can get our tamariki active. So we've got our beaches, we've got our playgrounds, we have got our skate park down there at Midway Beach, we have got the skate park, the Alfred Cox skate park, and pump track, which is down there off Grey Street. We have got Titirangi Maunga. We can get up and down that as much as we like in preparation for the Titirangi Mount Everest Challenge, which starts on the 6th of October. So if you want to check out that as well. But there is so much to do with the school holidays, and being behind the device is not an option, whānau. Let's get the kids busy, let's keep them active and enjoy the weather. Definitely next week, hopefully week 2 will bring something of a similar nature.
I mean, what if someone's never done sports before? Was the holiday program's a good way to start?
100%, absolutely. They're absolutely designed for ages, so no matter what age the tamariki are at, it's a great place to start. It is all about catering for beginners through to more advanced, but if you've never tried anything, then this is a perfect place to start.
Awesome. Thanks, Debbie. Sounds like a lot of ways to get out of the house instead of staying home all day.
Most definitely, but make sure you do the jobs for the mum and dad, and also maybe the Pākeke who might need a few helping hands over the holidays.
Yeah, so that's our holiday roundup. Whether you're into sport, coding, or just exploring Gizzy, there's heaps on.
And a massive thanks to our guests from Gizzy Local, Rāngai and Whiti Ora Tairāwhiti, and a new team at HB Williams Library.
And thank you for tuning in on the very first episode of He Aha Tūranga.
Check in the description for links to everything we've discussed today. Plus find us on your socials and give us a follow.
Ka kite anō.